Hey, it's Mr. Sater here. I'm going to show you how to draw the heart, and you should draw this on any test you take about the heart for the rest of your life. All right, guys, I'm going to show you something that I get requested from some of my students who have gone on to college, and they often will send me a message saying, like, "Hey, can you send me that?" This is my diagram of the heart that I've kind of worked out over teaching anatomy and phys over the years. You're going to start 4 chambers. All right. Now, you got to remember, we're looking down at the patient's chest. So this is our patient right here, my stick man. This is his left side, and this is his right side. So this is your right atrium. Okay. And if you don't remember atrium from ventricles, the A's point up and the V's point down. So these arrows point up and down. This is your right atrium, and this is your right ventricle. All right. Now, we've got our 4-chambered heart here. I want you to draw your body over here on this side. And I want you to draw some lungs over here on this side. Now, I want you to shade the body side of the heart in a little darker. Why is that? Well, this side of the heart has to pump blood all the way through the body, and this side of the heart has to pump blood only into the lungs. So this side is much thicker and stronger, and that's what that's going to remind you of. This is called systemic circulation. And I'm going through and making some holes for blood to go through. Now remember, this is a conceptual diagram. Blood doesn't really leave the heart on the bottom, but this is just going to help us figure out which way things are going. All right. Now let's say you're drawing this to help you figure out what to say on a test. Think about this. I can't remember where to start. This is the body pump. Blood in my picture always goes into the top and out the bottom, into the top and out the bottom. So the body pump has to go out to the body. Now, what does the body need? Oxygenated blood or deoxygenated blood? Well, this blood right here has a high oxygen level. So if you can get the first one down, you'll be great. After all this blood goes through the body, it's going to be out of oxygen. So that's going to be low O2 up here. And where does it need to go? It needs to be pumped through the lungs. So we better head to the lung pump or the pulmonary pump. All right? So right now, I'm just adding in the circulations, okay? Now, after the blood goes through the heart, does it pick up any oxygen? No. It's still low on oxygen. All right. So now that blood is freshly oxygenated. It's going to come back into the left atrium. So there's your circulations, okay? Now we're going to start adding some things, all right? We're going to add our valve names, all right? There are let's do our major vessels, okay? This is your aorta. This is your inferior and superior vena cava all rolled into one. And down here is your pulmonary artery. Arteries go away from the heart. Anatomy people love to point out that this and the umbilicals are the only arteries that carry deoxygenated blood. Most people don't remember the umbilical cord. But this will be your pulmonary vein. And that's the same thing. All right, let's start naming some valves, which I have purple here. My picture's pretty small. I think I can get it, though. There we go. All right. This right here is going to be your tricuspid valve, which is on the right. All right. This one is going to be your bicuspid. I'm talking about this valve here and this valve here. How do you remember these? Good people always try to do what's right. When you leave a party, you have left and said goodbye. All right. What's another name for these valves? These are both AV valves, if you want to kind of put them together. And on this one is also called the mitral valve, if you have a class where you need to know that. All right, so these are all the same names for the same thing, okay? Down here at the bottom, we've got your semilunar valves, and this is your pulmonary semilunar, and this is your aortic semilunar. And so there's all your valves, all right? Oh, I didn't. Sorry about that. I'll do it again. Pulmonary semilunar, aortic semilunar. All right, forgive my terrible handwriting, but if you're studying this, you need to be able to just sit down and write this over and over and over again. All right, what else do I usually add to this, okay? Going down through the middle is your septum. That just kind of helps you remember that. Let's do our conduction system real quick. Okay. Running out of room. So don't draw these small. I always get on my students' cases for drawing them small. So let's do the pacemaker conduction system. Start up here. This is your SA node. Okay. Right between, you're going to put your AV node right here. This is your bundle of His. These are the bundle, move over a little L there. These are the bundle branches, and these are coming out on both sides, your Purkinje fibers. All right, so the signal starts up here and works its way through. That carries the electrical signal through the heart. Other things I like to add to this is systemic circulation over here. This is pulmonary circulation over here. So if you can draw this, you always get questions on cardiac tests that are things like, after blood leaves the left atrium, what valve does it pass through? Don't sit there and try to scratch your head. Draw this thing out, and it's going to be a really good cheat sheet on any cardiac test you have. I like to make my students draw this until they're sick of it, and then they just seem to get a good handle on this. I'm going to add low O2 and high O2 over here. I think I got everything I added on there. If you're in a class where they want more, you can obviously add more to it. So there's my heart diagram. I know it got really, really sloppy, but I think you can see how it would be really helpful.